Hey there, my name is Georgia van Cuylenburg. I have been an alopecian for, nearly 5 years now. When I first got alopecia, I knew nothing about wigs or any sort of makeup that you needed to do, facial makeup for eyebrows, eyelashes, any of that sort of stuff, and I've had to learn on the go. So 5 years later, I decided to share some of the things I've learned. The first thing I'm going to share with you guys is how I've been able to get my eyebrows looking as real as possible. Right now, I probably have about 4 eyebrow hairs in there somewhere, but I don't know about you, but I think they look pretty real. And I'd like to show you how I did that. So join me back in a second while I will have wiped them off and we'll start from scratch. Okay, so here we are back. As you can see, not much eyebrow anymore, although it's hard now. I draw them on so much that there's almost a stain there, pretty much permanently. So I guess the first two most important things before you do anything or use anything, the first thing you want to do is wash that area clean completely or have as little foundation as possible on there. I always find it's easier to do my makeup first. That's the other thing. Do my eye makeup first so that I have like the curve of how I want it all to look, and then do my eyebrows last. But if you're going to put foundation on, make sure you use as little foundation as possible to cover the area, because when you put the pencil and the pen over the top, it will glisten if you have foundation underneath. Also, the pencil doesn't like to sit on top of the foundation as well. So, as little or as no foundation as possible underneath the area. Okay, so once you've washed all the stuff off, or you've got a little as possible, the first thing that you're going to get, I recommend this eyebrow pencil. It's the Maybelline waterproof pencil. Now this for me is particularly important because I work out a lot, and I gotta tell you, I got a tip off from an incredible alopecia friend of mine. This stuff works. I can swim, run, and this stays on my eyebrows. But I also use it just to look better because it gives a different texture and a different color underneath the actual eyebrow pen that I'm going to use. So use this, the Maybelline eye pencil. I use the dark brown because I have dark brown undertones in my wigs, and also I use darker wigs as well. So it's better for me. If you're going to use, if you have super blonde hair, then you can go with the lighter colors. But I use the dark brown Maybelline eyebrow pencil. And what I do is I draw the outline of my eyebrows with this. So I'm going to do it into the mirror. Now, the best thing to do is I always find, to find where your eyebrow would stop. You go to where the inside of your eye is, right here, and you go up, and you can almost see like a natural eyebrow ridge, especially if you do this. See how it's like sitting up there? Whatever moves up is the bit where you start. So I am going to go there, and then just sort of draw how you would imagine, because we all know what our eyebrows look like once and what eyebrows look like. Draw it in. You don't have to worry about giving it texture with the pencil. That's when the pen will come in handy. Just doing the shape of the eyebrow at this stage is really important. And this is good because this rubs off super easy with your finger. Although it's waterproof, it rubs off really easy with your finger. So if you do the shape and you're like, no, that's not what my eyebrow would look like, it's really easy just to rub it right off. So that's one, and then we go over to the other side. Try and match it. You come up from the middle, and then you go to there, and then try and match it. I don't know about you guys, but I have always had lopsided eyebrows, just slightly. I think it's quite normal, apparently, according to makeup artists I've worked with, that can happen. So it's hard for me to get a perfect matching eyebrow because I didn't ever have a perfect matching eyebrow. It's nice I can make it a little bit more matching than it used to be, but I will always look at it and be like, oh, it's not quite even. This eyebrow was always a better shape. Don't know what that's about. So I try and even this guy out a little bit to match him, give him fuller in the front. Make sure you get the arch high enough, but not too high. See how that has a good arch? That one, see how they're a little bit different? That's always been the case. I'm going to try and even this out this come down a little bit, but you don't want to have it too flat, otherwise it can look obvious that these are not real eyebrows. Also too high and you just look like you're scared about everything that's being told to you. So I think that's a pretty good shape, pretty good matching. See, it's a little red, like you wouldn't want to leave it like that just by itself. So what I do, now I have 2 of these different colors, but the one I'm going to use today is the lighter brown one. This is an incredible product called Stamp Me Fabulous. Well, they're made by Stamp Me Fabulous. These are their ink pens. They sell stamps, which I highly recommend as well, although I prefer just personally to draw them on myself. I feel a little bit more in control. I enjoy that process. I can do them a little bit more detailed. But they do these stamps where they have the hairs in there. So if you don't feel so comfortable, start with the stamps. I did and learnt the shape that way. Now I'm going to use this pen, which has a green tip because it's got a lighter, better for olive skin toned, and lighter hair. See how my hair's got some lightness in there. This one is the darker end one. Oh, there it is. The darker end one, that's better for darker hair, light, paler skin, which I certainly don't have pale skin, but if I use a darker wig, I'll always use this. But if I'm going with blondes, anything with a blonde hue in it, I'll go with this. So what we are now going to do is literally draw eyebrow hairs in. This is what makes it real, and this is where people are like, but I can see hairs. You can't, you can see drawn hairs. A lot of the eyebrow products that people use are just a matte. To me, that looks obvious. So what I do, as you'll see now, is actually go in like brush strokes and draw the hairs in, like I would imagine that they go. Now, eyebrow hairs at the front always go up a little bit in there, and then they curve round. And I often will let one or two just stick up. See how it's like sort of going up a little bit higher? Just so, you know, because most people who have eyebrows don't have perfectly coiffed eyebrows every second of the day unless they're working on camera and they've got a makeup artist doing final checks every shot. So, and that is not us today. So just drawing it in like that, giving it a bit of shape, adding a little texture with the color. That's why I like having the pencil underneath, because it gives the three-dimensional sense of texture. And then I'm going over here, once again, the bigger ones, tall guys in the front, and then following it around with the shape around here, letting some ones go a little bit higher, just giving it that sense of different levels so it's not a straight line, which is really important, so it sort of has a bit of movement in there. And then what I think we have, it's a little dark in there, so perfect. Got a little dark in there. What I would suggest, the best thing to do, you can just use your finger. A fingernail will work. Try and use a fingernail, not a finger, because a finger will just dampen it and maybe smush it together. But a fingernail will actually get in there and break it up. So now we have two pretty good looking eyebrows. I think they're pretty good, considering some of the things that I've had to wear over time. If we bring the hair down and I move back so we can see it not so close up. I think, oh, see, this is where the correction comes in. I think I went down low a little bit there, and it's okay to have practices and see how your eyebrows respond to different things. I think this bit was a bit too big, but all in all, it's pretty good. And the good thing about these things is they wash off really easily and you can start again. So there you go. That is my interpretation of how to draw a realistic looking eyebrow on. If you have any questions, please put them below and I will respond to them in turn. There's going to be more videos about wigs and maintaining them and how to choose them and of doing makeup for alopecians and all that kind of fun stuff. And just know that none of the products that I use are any endorsements. I love all the products out there. I am not supported by any of them. These are purely just the products that I find have helped me, and I hope that they help you. I hope this video helps you and you're going to feel more confident about your eyebrows out there in the world where you did not before. Have a beautiful day.